The objective of the DeBurring job is to remove burrs from parts. The equipment used includes a stool, a workbench, and a cart. The tools used include an air-powered 90-degree grinder with fine sanding pad, a deburring tool which is a drill bit secured to a file handle, and a Scotch-Brite pad. The materials used include metal aerospace parts that range in size and weight, and a sandbag, which is used for resting the part on or positioning the part on. The work environment is an indoor work environment with heating and possibly air conditioning. At the time of the case study, the worker had been stationed in a new building and was unsure of the use of air conditioning. The personal protective equipment includes floor mats, safety glasses, hearing protection, Kevlar gloves, Kevlar sleeves, and an apron. The worker observed was 5 feet 8 inches tall. The work tasks for the deburring job begin by getting the part and then using the deburring tool to remove burrs from the holes in the part. Workers will then use the grinder to remove burrs from the edges of the part. Next, workers use the Scotch-Brite pad to smooth part edges. Finally, workers position the part on a cart. There were several ergonomic risk factors observed for the deburring job. Repeated and sustained exertions were rated as a high pace. Hands were in steady motion or exertion to remove burrs from parts. Regular pauses were not observed. Sustained exertions were observed and included continuous sitting with workers occasionally standing. Workers also continuously hold parts and tools and perform continuous neck flexion or forward bending. Forceful exertions were required to remove burrs from parts. Awkward postures were observed and included wrist flexion, extension and deviation, and forearm pronation and supination were also observed to hold the part for grinding. This was observed specifically in the left hand and arm. Extended reach and lateral torso bending to get and position parts on the cart was also observed. Continuous neck flexion, or forward bending, while removing burrs from parts was additionally observed. Forearm pronation and wrist deviation, or sideways bending, flexion, or forward bending, and extension, or backwards bending, while using the grinder were also observed. Forearm pronation and wrist deviation or sideways bending while using the deburring tool was additionally seen. Forearm pronation while using the Scotch-Brite pad to smooth part edges was observed. The mechanical or localized contact stress observed was contact stress between the hands and the arms and the edges of the parts. It is important to note that gloves and sleeves are worn. The recommendations for the deburring job include: consider using chairs with backrests to decrease sustained exertions while sitting and sit-stand chairs while standing to decrease sustained exertions. Investigate a height-adjustable workbench to reduce awkward postures and allow workers to easily change position between seated and standing. Consider using cameras and monitors to allow the workers to view the part while removing burrs to decrease awkward postures. Investigate fixtures to hold parts to decrease static exertions and awkward postures. Consider positioning the cart closer to the worker to decrease posture stress.